Call to order this regular meeting of the Board of Public Works this Tuesday, August 1st of 2023. First, we will start with opening of sealed bids and quotes, and this is for sanitation garage repairs.
Do you think we'd have to pay to have the Jeopardy music on during bid openings? Ooh.
All right, we have three quotes. The first one is from Strausser Construction Company, Inc., and it is in the amount of $53,890. The next one is from Ancris LLC. It is in the amount of $53,920. There are also two options listed. Option A is for a canopy metal roof instead of shingles, and that's an addition of $9,408. Option B is install box gutters on lower canopy. That is an addition of $4,590. And the last one is Building Associates, Inc., and it is in the amount of $75,700. It has an option 1 listed for $2,200.
Thank you. We'll review those and bring those back at the next meeting for an approval.
Thank you. All right, next up is messages from board members. Do we have any messages from the board? I would just say that tomorrow is the start of school for MCCSC, and so the roadways may look a little bit different in the morning and in the afternoon. So just be aware of pedestrians and buses and all of the extra activity that's going on our roadways and sidewalks, and exercise patience. It'll be a good practice in exercising patience as we head into move-in season for the university, so appreciate everyone, their patience and their hospitality to all of those who will be navigating the streets and the sidewalks tomorrow. Next up is petitions and remonstrances. If we have anyone who would like to make a public comment on something that is not on the agenda, now is the opportunity to do so. Again, if you're on Zoom, you can use the raised hand function or the chat function. If you're in person, you can approach the microphone. Seeing none. Next up is Title VI abatements. This is an abatement at 403 North Walnut.
My name is Joe Stahl, one of the compliance officers in the Housing and Neighborhood Development Department. And we got a complaint in May regarding this property. There was a dumpster in the back full of grease and trash, and it's leaking into the alley. So May 23rd and July 11th, I issued notices of violation for the trash. I've also talked to the owner by phone, and the county has sent them a letter the county health department sent them a letter regarding the dumpster, and there has been no further action taken, so we're asking for permission to abate the property.
Questions from the board on this item? Any public comment on this item?
There is nothing on Zoom.
All right. Seeing none, is there a motion on this item?
I move that we approve the abatement at 403 North Walnut.
And I second. I will call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes.
Thank you.
Thanks.
Thank you.
Next up is the consent agenda. Under the consent agenda is the approval of minutes for June 20th, 2023. Resolution 2023-45, new mobile vendor, Hoosier Fried Food Truck. Resolution 2023-46, renew mobile vendor, Weaver's Smoke Eaters Barbecue Food Truck. Resolution 2023-35, Lotus World Music and Arts Festival, noise permit for Lotus in the Park. Resolution 2023-47, Student Involvement Fair, and approval of payroll. I am going to ask that we move Resolution 2023-35, Lotus World Music and Arts Festival, noise permit for Lotus in the Park, as well as Resolution 2023-47, Student Involvement Fair, to the top of the new business section, just because I have some questions. And we had to cancel our work session yesterday, so just take some time to ask questions about those. Do we have any comments on anything else within the consent agenda this evening? Okay. Seeing none. Is there a motion on the consent agenda as amended?
I move that we approve the consent agenda for tonight's meeting, August 1, 2023, moving items 4 and 5 to the top of new business instead of the consent agenda.
I second. I'll do a roll call vote. Correct?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. All right, next we have new business. First under new business is Resolution 2023-35, Lotus World Music and Arts Festival noise permit for Lotus in the Park. Sorry, Adam, I've got you.
We're good. All right, Lotus. So let me get to that, sorry.
I'm getting to it in my packet as
There we go.
well.
Yep. Just overall, so very similar footprint to years past with Lotus. They were also going to be doing an arts village, which they have removed that as part of the application. As we kind of saw in the application packet, it does list the start and end times for the festival being Thursday evening through Sunday. I've emailed Jillian Campbell, their engagement director, to let them know that we do have the end times as usual for Lotus at midnight, and that the resolution and the approval tonight, if the board would approve it, would include that midnight hard stop each evening as they've done in years past. So just wanted to let the board know that, and I believe we do have a representative of Lotus here if there are other questions as well.
All right, thank you. Any questions on this item?
So the midnight and Friday night and Saturday night, and I suppose Thursday as well?
No, Thursday is not. Thursday, they only have indoor events.
Okay.
They don't have the outdoor concerts like they do on Friday and Saturday
So
evening.
then what is the start time Friday, Saturday?
Well, so
Sunday?
so the event footprint will start closing down on Thursday evening. The concerts themselves will be Friday and Saturday evening. So on Thursday, they'll start setup of the tents and the canopies and the and where they're using those in public streets. And then each evening, the music starts around 6 p.m., I believe, and then goes until midnight.
Okay. Thank you.
Any other questions on this item? All right, any public comment on this item? Okay, seeing none, is there a motion on this item?
I move that we approve Resolution 2023-35, Lotus World Music and Arts Festival, the noise permit for Lotus in the Park.
And I second. I will call a roll call vote. Corone?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next up is Student Involvement Fair.
Alrighty, let me get back to my packet.
Yeah, sorry, I'm also still scrolling.
All right, good evening, folks. Again, Adam Wason, Public Works Director. The Student Involvement Fair is being put on by 300 different student organizations within community departments with the campus. This will take place on August 25th, 2023, on the same footprint they've used in years past. And we have Michael Theodore with IU Student Involvement online as well to answer any questions.
Okay, great, thank you. We'll go to questions from the board. My main question on this was, I noticed that the resolution includes the kind of standard wording about the noise permit, but it doesn't look like they have applied for a noise permit, and yet it does also sound like there might be performances, and so I'm thinking that they should have a noise permit, and so I just wanted to make sure we grant a noise permit instead of have any confusion about that.
So I think the distinction may be here that the noise is going to come from Dunn Meadow where they set the bands up, I believe. And I don't think we've ever done noise permits for acts in Dunn Meadow, whereas if it was up on 7th Street in our right-of-way, we would. Michael, can you help us understand that? Do you know are the musical acts setting up in Dunn Meadow?
Pretty much. We'll have like a series of student organizations that do a broad range of performing arts performances, anywhere from dance, a cappella. We are in contact with various student organizations to perform, and I don't believe the noise will be that much of an issue. I'm pretty new to my position. I just started June 20th, 2023. So from my understanding, there hasn't been that much of an issue. And I would like to make a correction to the date. It said, you said August 25th, 2023. It's actually scheduled for August 24th, 2023. From 4
Oh, sorry.
p.m. to 7 p.m.
The rain date. Yep. Okay. And then I'm trying to look if we've done noise permits for this in the past.
Yeah, I'm perfectly comfortable granting the noise permit. I just, I kind of wanted to vocalize that in the meeting just so it was covered.
Sure.
Should anything come up, because I didn't remember that potential distinction that when it's on campus property, we might not actually
I believe we don't have the
offer that.
authority to, yeah.
But I would be comfortable with them receiving the noise permit as it describes in the resolution.
Perfect.
Because I think there, and sorry, I'm just scrolling like back and forth here. I think there it captures the essence of us granting that permit, which is fine. I just wanted to acknowledge that the board
And
found it acceptable that they, so it's by granting permission to utilize city property to facilitate this activity, the Board of Works also waives the
Yeah.
city noise ordinance in accordance with section 14.09.070 of the Bloomington Municipal Code, and therefore amplified sound and music may be played during the hours of the event. And that is fine. I think the board recognizes that that is
Perfect.
going to be part of this, even though the noise permit itself was not complete.
And it does look like they've got a 10 o'clock cut off each night too, so, or on the night of the event. All right. Thank you, Michael.
Yeah, thanks. Other public comment on this item? Okay. Is there a motion?
I move that we approve Resolution 2023-47 for the Student Involvement Fair.
And I second. I will call the roll. Carone?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next up is noise permit request from CBU for nighttime work at Gray and Fountain.
Hi, James Hall, City of Bloomington Utilities. We're requesting a noise variance for a water main replacement relocation up on Fountain Drive between Crescent and Gray Street. The north end of the project will actually end at Bender Lumber's main headquarters there. We're going to be performing this work at night. There's a lot of industrial trucks and other things that come through there off 11th Street and JB Salvage and HFI, and we just figure we would hinder the least amount of people if we perform this work at night. We're hoping to start the work this Sunday and be completed by Friday afternoon. We would close the road down during the nighttime from 6 p.m. to 6 a.m. And then we would have the road ready to be passaged on at 6 a.m. again every morning. But we will be using excavators and other heavy equipment, very similar to the project we did a month ago down just north of Kirkwood. I'd be happy to take any other questions you may have.
Thanks. Questions on this item?
Since you're closing road and sidewalk, is there a traffic plan for detours or signage?
Yeah, it should have been included on the plan there. We will close the road down Fountain just north of Gray Street, and then, like I said, just north of the Bender Lumber entrance, so people can still get around to the Crescent Loop. They can take Gray to Lemon to Fountain over to Crescent. It's on the traffic plan. Large trucks cannot take that. They can't make the turn there. So if JB or some other large vehicle needs to, we can let them through on the south end and go 11th Street if for some reason they get up that way without seeing the signs to the south.
Okay, thank you very much. I just found it. Yep, thank you.
Have the adjacent property owners been notified of the work?
They should have been. Our public affairs officer was supposed to be doing that this week.
Okay. Great. Any public comment on this item? Okay. Seeing none, is there a motion on this item?
I move that we approve the noise permit request from CBU for nighttime work at Gray and Fountain.
Nice second. I will call the roll. Carone?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. Next up is staff reports and other business with an update on sidewalk closure request from Wells & Wells Construction at 2038 North Walnut Street.
Hi, Maria McCormick from Engineering Department. This is a petition that was tabled at last week's meeting for 2038 North Walnut Street. This is a new building that's going in on that parcel. We have since talked with the contractor. They will be keeping the sidewalk open until they get to the point of having to do their street cuts, at which time they'll come back to the board for a closure request. They'll do that work with the sidewalk closed as limited a time as possible. And then we will have the sidewalk open for the most of the duration of the project as a covered walkway or a protected sidewalk. We just wanted to give you guys an update since it was tabled last week and we pulled that petition. We will be bringing back a petition for when they start to do when they're doing the footers and some of the grading. They will need to have the sidewalk closed just because they will be working so closely to it. But for the majority of the project, the sidewalk will remain open and be a covered, protected sidewalk.
Thanks for the update. Other staff reports.
I'll just have a few real quick ones. Just a big thank you to all the public works staff and city staff that have been out working in the heat these last couple of weeks. It's been a challenging time with a lot of the outdoor work. We're really trying to pack in summer construction season into a shorter and shorter amount of time each year. And big shout out to the street department. They've been really trying to get after the paving season best they can. Had some real successful projects so far, and working on Rogers Street right now. We'll be heading out to the west side, Franklin Avenue, and then down to Tap Road for a big project down there as well yet this season. So, but yeah, big thank you just to all the staff that have been out there working so hard in the heat and everything. Wanted to send a big thank you and congratulations to Michael Lutz. Michael was a longtime Public Works employee with the street division. I think he served just right at 40 years, retired last month from the street division. And so I want to wish Michael well wishes into the future of retirement, and hopefully it's relaxing and enjoyable for Michael and his family. And then just the last congratulations out to Dana Hankey and her husband Tyler. Dana's a former board member with the Board of Public Works, and they welcomed a new daughter to recently, and so congrats to them. But that's all I have tonight.
Thanks. All right, next up is approval of claims. Any questions on claims today? Any public comment on claims? All right, thank you. Seeing none, is there a motion on the claims?
I move that we approve claims tonight in the amount of $1,209,952.15.
Okay, I second. I'll call the roll. Corone?
Aye.
Cox-Deckard, aye. Motion passes. And if there's nothing else, I'll call for adjournment.